Witam w Chataholic, twój polsko-angielski podcast, w którym omawiamy rzeczy bieżące, codzienne, a czasami bardzo kontrowersyjne. Let's chat! Hi guys, it's Magda and welcome to a very special English-only episode of Chataholic. My guest today is a fellow podcaster, a fellow Brit-Pol, and my former teacher from my Espo for S days.
That's me.
Uzar, thank you for being here.
Pleased to meet you, Madja.
Pleased to meet me after 20 years.
After 25 years? I don't know what to call you.
25? Hold on. Calm yourself.
You're only 52. I'm not sure what to call you, Magdalena.
I'm not Magdalena, I'm Magda.
That's right, I remember. Or Madja.
Whatever you feel.
Okay, Basha.
Maybe Leicester girl.
Leicester girl, because you're always the Leicester girl.
Yes.
For those of you who don't know,
Yes.
Magda is, of course, from Leicester, and I'm from Derby, and Derby and Leicester hate each other. So that's
Do they hate each other?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
They do.
Oh,
They really.
because I remember
each
you told us when I first met you. I think you mentioned that football teams, right?
That's right.
Yeah, and I don't follow football, so I had no idea. But yeah, apparently we're rivals because we're both Midlands.
That's right. The East Midlands.
Who's top of the league? Well, not top of the league, but who's higher up now?
We don't talk about it.
Leicester.
Nottingham Forest, which is even worse.
That's even more of a rival. I googled it. Yeah, they're our number one.
Googled it.
So I invited you here today, as you know, because me and Raf are going to be sharing our experiences of having lived in England and then we moved back to Poland. And we're going to talk about what that was like, our experiences. Was it surprising? What was shocking? The good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah. Yes.
Are you ready for a trip down memory lane?
Let's do it.
So, Raf, apart from knowing that you're from Derby and our football teams and Leicester is higher up, now I know.
Don't say that.
I don't really know your story. Like, were you born in Poland? Were you born in
No.
England? Is your family?
I was born in the UK.
Okay.
I was born in Derby. And I lived my life there.
Okay.
My mother was born in Poland and she moved to England when she was 18, just to visit her auntie, whose husband was fighting in the Battle of Britain. And because Poland was communist then, a lot of the pilots were scared to go back because they were put into prison. Okay. I had uncles who came back to Poland from England, and they were put in prison and locked away in prison. One of them had a stutter, for example, when he got out of prison.
Oh, God.
So my uncle and my auntie stayed in England for fear of the communists.
Okay.
And my mum just went to visit her auntie, just normally. And she met my dad, fell in love.
So your dad's English?
I get to that.
Okay.
So she met my dad, they fell in love, and they stayed. Well, she stayed.
Okay.
My dad was born in Uganda.
Okay.
He was born in Kampala on the banks of Lake Victoria.
Wow.
Literally. And he was a refugee. So his parents were Polish.
Okay.
But they were sent to Siberia.
Yeah.
They ended up in Siberia. My grandma lost her husband and 4 kids on the train.
Oh my God.
Like, terrible. I mean, what? How can you process that?
No, you can't. It's unimaginable.
So she lost her kids, and she had known my grandfather before in Poland, but she went all the way to Siberia, then to Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan. She was in Persia. It was called Persia then, and she met my granddad again. They weren't together.
Fate.
But she had lost everybody. So she met him then. Wow. They were then shipped to Uganda as refugees, Polish refugees. And Uganda was a British colony.
Yeah.
And the UK government did something which they'd never ever done. I don't think they've done since. They had a special repatriation act. Okay. It was called the Polish Repatriation Act. I don't think it's ever been done before.
I've never heard of it.
It was the first thing ever. It was the first one ever done, and it was specifically an act of parliament done for Polish people who, after the war, had no place to go. My dad was officially called a DOP, a displaced person. DOPs. Yeah. So he had nothing, literally. So he was born there, and because it was a colony, they were allowed to go to England and live there.
Okay. So your dad's first language was? Because it was a colony, but he's from a Polish family?
My dad's first language would have been Polish because he spoke it. They lived
somewhere else.
They lived in mud huts. Literally, they lived in mud huts in Africa. Yeah, I've seen pictures. I've seen a picture with him on a crocodile.
This isn't the story I was expecting.
Okay, you were expecting something else.
I just didn't know it was such a very rich, crazy story.
It's crazy. So they were living in mud huts with a small community of Polish people.
Yeah.
So they were basically speaking Polish people, but they were, if you like, governed.
Yeah, influenced, of course, by English, of course, because it was all around.
Because it was like a British camp, a British displaced persons camp. My grandfather was a policeman in the camp. So he basically was helping out other people there and checking in with British authorities all the time. And then they were given a free pass to go to England. So they moved to England.
Okay.
I even have the ship's manifest, which is nuts. Wow. So he was then moved to England. So he was...
What year was that?
He was 5 years old, so it would have been 1950, I think. I can't remember the dates. So he was about 5 years old when he moved to England. And he went through school normally, but I found out recently, he didn't have any form of passport. He was a refugee. So people talk about the refugee crisis.
Yeah.
Can we swear?
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck you. I'm the child of refugees, literally.
Yeah.
So, if you talk about refugees and you say, oh, we don't want refugees, you guys have no idea what it's like to be a refugee.
But come on, Britain's full of refugees, immigrants anyway. They've always been a melting pot, haven't they?
Yeah. So they got to England, he got to England, and he lived his life in England. As a displaced person, then a refugee, then he got this smart passport. Okay. He didn't get a British passport. He became a British protected person.
Okay.
Which is a beautiful thing.
Yeah,
it is. Great. I'm a British protected person.
So nearly VIP.
He became a British protected person, and then he became a British citizen.
Okay, and so it was a long process.
Yes. So I'm a child of refugees.
Wow.
Kind of. Immigrants and refugees.
So you lived in Derby with your parents. Do you have brothers or sisters?
Yeah, I have an older brother. Bob, hello.
Hello, Bob.
Lived there. Then I studied in Lancaster University up north. And after Lancaster, I moved to Japan, which you probably know. You probably remember. Did I not tell you?
No, you didn't.
I lived in Japan.
Wait. Calm yourself. How old were you?
I was 18.
So you moved from England when you were 18?
I was a bit older. I studied... I was a bit older, sorry. I studied when I was 18 to 21. And then at 21, I went to Japan. That's right.
So what took you to Japan?
I had nothing better to do.
Okay.
I was in the university, small university library because there were lots. And my friend Nikki Walsh, I love you. Nikki.
Hiya, Nikki.
She's great. Nikki is a human rights lawyer at the moment, and she's such a good person. She is a human rights lawyer. She saves people from death row. And Nikki was in the library filling out forms. I'm like, what are you doing? And she's like, well, I'm applying for the JET program.
Okay.
Japan exchange teaching program. I'm like, what's that? She's like, oh, we can go to Japan for a year. I'm like, oh, I'm doing that.
Oh, so it was like a kind of like a student travel experience type thing.
Kind of post-student travel thing. And you get paid for
But wait, did you do your bachelor's in England?
Yes.
You finished it in England?
Yeah. So I filled out the form thinking nothing of it at all. Just like, whatever, I'll do it because Nikki's doing it.
Yeah.
Nikki didn't get in, but I got in.
Wow.
And I was like...
Did you consider not going? To be loyal to your friend?
That's a good question, Maja. That's a really good question.
I think we know the answer.
Did I consider not going? I didn't think about it. I just thought, wow, great opportunity. Let's go.
Sure.
And now I look back, I am so flabbergasted that I thought nothing of it.
Yeah. I mean,
I wasn't even scared. I'm like, yeah,
isn't that the joy of youth, though?
No, don't say that. Don't say that. I'm not old.
Not old, but now we have just more responsibilities.
Perhaps so, yeah.
It's not like you can't just leave on a whim. I mean, you could, but it might be stupid.
Can't. Well, you can, of course, but yeah.
But it could be super
irresponsible. So
just
went, whatever, let's go. And I lived in the mountains. So I taught in a small town, and then 1 or 2 days a week I taught in a small village. They were so badly disciplined.
Did you see them behave like that with other teachers, or was it just the fact that you were foreign?
Boys are boisterous, girls are just like silent. Do you remember, I think it's Indiana Jones, there's a scene where he's in the class and he's teaching the girls, and the girls are like, and she's got "I love you" written on there, and they were all infatuated with him. They were like,
Was that what they were like?
the girls were just like, because I'm
Really?
tall, I'm blonde. For them, I'm blonde.
Sure.
Because I've got slightly lighter hair. They're all black haired. So I'm tall and I'm blonde.
Yeah.
And for them, it was like, wow, strange. And the boys were just, they wanted to fight me. They literally wanted to fight me every lesson.
Wow.
And I had to, like, pull them off.
What was the reason for that?
Because I was a foreigner.
Okay.
Gaijin, this concept
Mm-hmm.
of you're a foreigner, you're a monster, you're something different. Kids would I remember coming home once.
They were taught that, right? Basically, historically wise, probably, that you should be scared of.
Japan, it's funny because, I'll give you some context. I was walking home one day and I used to play football outside my house with little kids who were like 8, 9. I used to love it every day. But one time I came back and there were some different kids there and they ran up to me and punched me in the bollocks. And they were like, Gaijin! To them, it was like monster.
Wow.
They were like, this was in the mountains. They said they've never seen a foreigner before.
Yeah.
And this was so, people talk about racism. I know what racism is like. I really, being brought up in England with a stupid name like mine, there was loads of racism. I don't know if you had it as well. Magda Sabiera. Like,
I lived in Wixton Magna.
Right.
In Leicester.
Okay, so exactly.
But to be honest, it didn't affect me. I mean, they said it, and some people said "mad dog." They were like, "What's your name?" I said Magda, and they were like, "What?" I say Magda, mad dog. Huh? But maybe I don't remember the first time someone said it. Maybe it made an impression, but then it was like, yeah, funny.
Okay,
you're so original. But luckily, I'm very kind of Teflon. It didn't affect me, but I wasn't getting kicked in the bollocks.
Well, yeah, I mean, I had racism. Definitely, as a kid in England, but again, it's like whatever.
Okay, but tell me about this because was it just because of your name or because
my name and I was fat. I was a fat kid,
but look,
so that didn't help.
Was it the fact that you're Polish because you had a British accent from the beginning?
Not at all.
You were born and raised.
I had a stupid name.
Yeah,
and I love my name because there are kids who like. There are kids who don't like their names. I loved my name. I was like, I'm unique, I'm different. Maybe because my grandma helped bring me up.
But you're Rafał or Raf?
I'm Rafał.
Rafał.
But in England...
go by Raf from the beginning?
Well, in England, my dad always called me Raf.
Okay.
And the word didn't exist in my passport. I think it would be different now. So I'm officially Rafał.
Yeah.
So, and that leads to a lot of big problems when I came here, for example. But so I always had a weird name, and teachers would say, "What the hell is this? Like, how do you pronounce?" So they'd call me Raffle Ticket.
Okay, the teachers
would call me Raffle Ticket, which was like whatever.
Like kind of they were trying to be endearing or something.
I don't know.
Okay.
No, I don't know. But because of my name, I don't want to use the term racism too much because it's not as bad as some
You were
things.
original, let's say, in a way.
But I was definitely seen to be different.
Okay.
I didn't have an accent, of course, because I was lived and brought up in there. But yeah, there was a feeling of if somebody wanted to attack me, they attacked my name as well, apart from me being fat as well. So they would say, Raff, Fatty, or Raffle Ticket.
Like kids do.
Yeah, as kids. Raffles, the hotel, they used to call me that as well.
Not a bad hotel, though. It's not Motel 6.
Not at all. So that is an element of, let's say, racism. I know people say race, you can't
discrimination, let's say.
Yeah, you can't have racism because you're white and stuff. Yeah. I suppose so. But in Japan, it was different because I was different.
You were the minority.
So that was, and it goes a long way in a good way because you can get away with so much.
Okay.
Because culturally you are different. And if I was Japanese, they'd kill me for not doing the things that they do.
Like?
For example, you never say no in Japan. So, Raf, do you want to go Raf-san or Raf-chan?
Raf-chan, how cute.
Isn't that cute?
I'm going to call you Raf-chan.
Really nice, endearing. Yeah, you'd be like Magda-chan.
Magda, what is chan?
Chan is like zmiękczenie. It's like a way of...
like a cute...
Like what you call kids chan.
Yeah. Okay.
Something chan. Oh. So they say, do you want to go on a trip with us? And I couldn't.
Yeah.
But I couldn't say no.
Wow.
Because you don't say no.
Is that super offensive?
Loss of face.
Okay.
So it's offensive, but you're losing face as well. So I noticed what they do. I'd say, because I was working with teachers. I was co-teaching. So I'd be working with my boss, my sensei, who's Ikimizu sensei.
Sensei.
And you would call him sensei. So
Wow.
Ikimizu sensei. And I'd say, Ikimizu sensei, I've got an idea for a new lesson. And he was like, let me think about it. I'm like, what's going on here?
Okay.
What's going on? And I asked him a few times, and it's like, interesting.
Oh, he was just blowing you off.
Basically, just blow me off big style. But the way they did it was fantastic. So I picked this up.
Okay.
So one of the things I learned
assertiveness.
was brilliant. So I learned that when I got back. I was like, interesting idea. Tell me more.
That's what you wrote to me when I asked you to come on
You
the
remember, you
podcast.
see?
And you're like, very interesting.
Yes. And
I was like, is that a yes
works.
or a no?
But you thought about it.
That's clever.
People go native.
Okay.
They it gets to you because I was.
Because you have to adapt so...
Well, people worship you. I mean, like
Oh.
women were like knocking on my door, throwing themselves on me.
Wow.
Yeah.
For a 21-year-old.
You're like, really? You? Thanks, Madge. I'm going now.
That wasn't my reaction.
Thanks,
my reaction
thank
was,
you.
wow.
She was like,
For 21.
Really? You?
A
what she said.
21-year-old.
Yeah.
I mean, that will fuck with your head, right?
No, that was normal for me. But
Oh, of course it was. Of course.
Come on,
Sorry.
come on.
No, of course it was. Of
no,
course.
you could go wild.
Yeah.
You could go native and think you're amazing. When you're not, you're just some
you're
bum.
just different.
You're just a foreigner bum. Tossed a coin.
So, but was it that made you decide that maybe you don't want to stay? That you don't want to
That was
go down that route?
Well, one route was loads of money, great life.
Loads of
'Cause,
women.
Yeah, it was a great life. It was a really
I
good
failed
life.
to see.
I mean,
the dilemma.
because you could go for 3 years. You could stay for 3
Okay.
years. I was there for one. You could, and you'd be really, really rich when you left. I mean, seriously, I know guys who have set up become bank managers, who've bought homes following
Yeah,
Japan.
it's
Great.
created the...
And it was just a toss. It was like, do I want to go that? Do I want to pander to my vanity?
Okay.
Or do I want to live my life? Do I want to do something that's different? And it was a toss of the coin. And depending on your reaction, you knew the answer.
Yeah, yeah.
'Cause if you toss the
if
coin,
you're slightly
And
disappointed
it was like
secretly,
staying, you're like, then you knew the answer.
Yeah.
So we tossed the coin on the phone with my friend Petey. And we're like, we're going, okay. So we left.
So what was the direction then? England? Back to the UK?
No, in my mind, I'd been percolating, the idea had been percolating to go to Poland.
Yeah, why was that?
Well, I used to travel, probably you did as well. I used to travel to Poland as a kid with my parents, and then on my own. I used to go. My mum and dad would just send me as a little kid on summer holidays to Poland on my own.
Okay.
So she just put me on a plane and said, "Go."
Like, please go. Please leave.
Which wouldn't happen now. I mean, my God, you couldn't send kids.
Wouldn't it be lovely?
You couldn't do that. You couldn't do that now. So I'd go take the coach, and I'd go on my own or take the plane. And Poland was always a kind of romantic ideal for me because my family lived in the countryside, w Poznańskim. It's a beautiful part of Poland. It's like, I love it. I mean, I love going to see them. Not enough, sadly, but it's a gorgeous, gorgeous part of the world. And I used to feel at home there. That was the only time I felt myself.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
But in your life? You
in
never
my
felt
life.
like that in England?
No.
Wow.
That was the only time I felt, I used to think, my auntie and uncle who looked after me there, because I used to go for like 2 months. It was a holiday, of course it would be nice.
Sure, it wasn't real life, of course.
I used to work hard because I used to work on the farm. So it wasn't a free ride. It was like, a lot of work. But I used to feel so incredibly free, so free. And my cousins, Magda, Ilona, and Natalia, I love them to bits. They're like my sisters. And I just felt so good. So I had built up in my mind this mental construct of something like romantic and like,
Yeah.
and I fell in love with it. And I remember going on.
But I think that's pretty typical for us Brit-Pols. I think
You think?
Yeah,
Maybe.
a lot of the Poles that live, even to this day, that they live in England, they have this sense of homecoming, even if they were born there.
Maybe. I spoke to
I
my
think
cousin.
it's an immigrant thing.
I remember being on, who I'd just seen now for the first time in like 15 years, 10 years, back in London, near London. And I remember going one of my last trips with her, because we used to go in cousin-y groups on the bus. And I remember going back with her, and I was bawling because I was leaving Poland. And I said, I don't want to go back to England. I don't want to do it. And she's like, are you fucking crazy? We were like 16, 17, I think. And she didn't understand why I was so emotional. I mean, I used to go very regularly every year. Yeah. She didn't. Maybe she didn't have the ties that I had. But there was something about Poland which was like so entrenched, so much.
Because it's probably
visceral.
Family. I think if we didn't have any family here, it would just be another country to visit. Yeah. But, the fact that you have the family that your parents talked about Poland, I'm sure.
I think so. And there was for Brit-Pols, there was a romantic ideal of Poland. I remember as a kid, we were fighting for Poland because Poland was a communist country when I was a kid. So we were making these paczki all the time in the church, sending paczki to Poland, sending money to people. My dad did some work for Solidarity. He was like, he would take the van with his friend and they would like hand out stuff that was printed in England. He was handing out in Poland and then bringing stuff back.
So you were kind of deeply still enrooted in the community from afar even.
In Derby, there was a big Polonia community.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. And it's a big one in Leicester.
Well, because my story isn't as complex, I would say, historically. We moved in 86. I was born in Poland.
Okay.
But I was one. In 86, as you know, Poland and England, very different places at the time.
So different.
Tale as old as time, my parents had a job opportunity, so they moved. And it was just me, my parents, and my brother. I've got an older brother too, 7 years. Yeah. Hey, Mike. And so it was 86, I was 1, and we lived there till I was 15.
It's a long time.
It is a lot. I wasn't born, but I was raised there.
Yeah, of course.
And up until the age of 15, I mean, I've lived now in Poland longer than I have ever lived in England.
I'm the same, which is really scary.
It is scary.
Weird for me.
But I am so English in my mindset. I'm not Polish, of course, but the language, my default is always English. I write in English. I listen to English audiobooks, and everything. I read in English, everything. I have English TV and I only watch, English stuff. But it was so embedded because I think you've got the whole cultural references. I don't reference Sex Misja, Killer. I reference Only Fools and Horses, right?
Of course.
EastEnders and stuff like that. And it's difficult sometimes. Like I can't find my person here in order to kind of talk about those kind of references. But my parents, of course, love all of those things too. But we didn't.
And your parents live here now?
Yes, we all moved back in 2000.
Yeah.
And but we weren't very Polonized in England, in Leicester. I mean,
because you were the Polacks, what we used to call, because the Polonia would call you guys the Polacks.
Okay. I didn't know they used that in the UK. I know in America they use that, but I didn't know.
Completely different. Or the Polonusa, would say as well.
Oh.
So, but that was later when Brexit, not Brexit, what am I talking about? When Poland joined the European Union, when NATO and stuff, when there was this wave of Polacy.
Yeah, we were way before that.
Yeah, you were way before, but you were fresh migrants. So you were a little bit different because the old ones the church was our thing.
Yeah.
I mean, Sunday was the beginning of our community together.
But we're just an atheist family.
Yes, so you were part of the community.
It's not that my parents, because my grandparents were atheists.
Yeah.
So my parents were already non-religious. So it's not like they were somehow, dissociated from the church. But we just didn't have that community. Sure. But it never bothered us because we had...
I'm sure it wouldn't because I'm not really bothered about it now. But then, as a kid growing up, the church, I call it the church, but it was basically the community that centered around the church. So that was like harcerze, Polish harcerze, Polska Szkoła, which I went to on Saturday. So
I had Polish. Did you go to London?
To
London?
No. Okay. For what? For Szkoła?
Polish.
No, every Saturday I was in Derby.
Oh, because I don't know why we didn't go there.
There was one in Leicester as well.
Oh, we went to the one in London every second Saturday.
Really?
Yeah. I think, to be honest, I remember it because it was so fucking awful. It was such an awful place.
Really?
My brother had the worst of it because he was older, so he went longer. Okay. Because there was a moment, I think, after maybe 5 or 6 years, where they said, the London school said, you cannot just come every second Saturday. You have to come every Wednesday and every Saturday.
What?
And that was too big a commute because Leicester's about 2.5, 2 hours, 2.5 at the time. Hours from London. So luckily for us, we could have just, fucked off. But it was a horrible...
Maybe it was a bit different then, but there was a Polska szkoła in every major city in England because there was a lot of Polacy.
But you're talking about the 80s or 90s now?
Talking about the 80s.
Yeah, so
and the 90s as well.
So we went in the 90s and it was awful. We had, my parents worked in a Polish-English company. So we did know Polish people.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like we were only hanging out with Polish people. I knew there were there was me, my brother, of course, and 2 Polish girls in my whole school. I was the only Magda in my proximity I'd
had no
ever
Polish people
met.
in my school.
Okay.
No Polish people at all. It's the same as you.
Yeah.
No one at all.
Yeah.
No, but Saturday was Polska szkoła, so, kids moan about the lessons that they had. I had school 6 days a week.
Yeah.
And then church on Sunday. So I had my calendar was full.
Yeah.
So the Polonia kind of were centered around the church. So you had, on Saturdays, you had Polska szkoła, then followed by harcerze.
How did you find Polska szkoła?
That's great.
Oh, you liked it?
Yeah,
Okay.
All my mates were there. Well, my
I had
Polacy
no mates
mates.
in that school. I
I
hated
had
everyone.
lots. I mean, cousin, I went to school with my Polish school with my cousin Pavel. Pav, I love you to bits, man. And we just had a whale of a time because we were really naughty. So I'd get bollocked from my mum all the time.
Yeah.
Because she knew all the teachers.
Why?
They were like her mates.
Oh, okay. So you were those guys. I knew those guys.
You were the mate. She was
okay.
So I was getting told off
this
by
is
my
this
mum.
is exactly the opposite of what me and my brother experienced when we went to the London school. This was, I think, in a Polish embassy.
Okay.
I think something like that. And all the parents worked in this embassy.
Yeah.
So the kids were all super friendly with the teachers. Just kissing ass all the time. Whereas we were the ones from Leicester who came.
Okay.
They thought, I assumed, that we just swanned in every 2 weeks. And then they would, the whole day would just be us up in front of the class answering the questions.
Okay.
And I didn't know Polish that well. So it was traumatic. It was kind of scary. I hated it. Oh, no, I hated it.
I have to say that I think it did so much to me, give me so much confidence because it's like family. I had an inbuilt community. I had a community ready. So I felt so safe. And I think that's really important for kids. You have an immediate community that, everybody would look after you. All the old people, the parents, the older adults would look after you, but they'd give you a bollocking as well.
Yeah,
Hey, Madja, and they'd smack you about.
Yeah,
and
but
stuff.
you're one of them.
But you're one of them. So,
but even so, you say that you've never felt as home as when you did in Poland.
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
So tell me about Poland because I don't know how much time you've got. I know you're a busy guy. You've been busy since a child, so now you're still busy.
No.
So you moved to Poland. You were a grown-up. So this was your choice.
21-ish.
This was your choice.
It was my choice.
It was voluntary.
There were moments in the first year I regretted it so much.
Why so?
I came to Łódź.
Okay.
Because I was not knowing what to do. And I'm a linguist. That's my thing.
You've always been interested in that.
Languages, but I studied linguistics before, and I was interested in computational linguistics and corpus linguistics, what it's called. And I wrote to several universities in Poland, Poznań, to be close to my family, Kraków, because it's Kraków, and Łódź. I didn't write to Warsaw, actually. I don't know why. I just went through. I mean, there was no internet then. Remember?
What year was this?
96-ish, 7-ish.
Okay.
So I was writing while in Japan. Kind of, I'd made the decision in my head
to just put it out there and just see what happens.
I was going to leave and I was going to go to Poland to study. But I thought, why not? So I wrote to Łódź, Poznań, and Kraków. And Kraków, Poznań just blew me off. They're like, whatever, who are you? Kraków was like, we're Kraków.
Oh, really?
Fuck you. And I want nothing to do with Kraków anymore.
Okay, we hate them.
They were like really, we're so good.
Okay.
But Barbara Lewandowska Tomaszczyk, then afterwards my professor and my employer, she wrote back a lovely letter from the professor of the department.
Yeah.
a lovely letter saying, I would love to have you over. You could take these courses if you want. I'm like, this is great. Because I said what I wanted to study.
Yeah.
And would you be interested in doing some work for us? I'm like, oh, this is great.
So you initially wanted to become a student?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just wanted to study linguistics
I
because
see.
I loved
Krakow
it.
just blew you off?
Poznan was like, whatever.
For not being
Krakow was like, and Bashka, as we all called her, she was lovely. She wrote me such a lovely letter. I still have that letter. So I went there, and my friend Anya Pavlik, love you lots.
You just shouts out all over the place.
She told me that, in fact, her sister, Tina Pavlik, Tina, I love you as well. She was on the staff of, she was, I think, the producer of Ted Lasso.
Oh, love Ted Lasso.
Tina Pavlik.
Tina, we love you.
She's the best. So anyway, Anya Pavlik, she said, there's a thing called the Polish Cultural Institute. They'll pay you money to go to Poland. I'm like, fuck you. I'm like, really?
Yay.
I'm doing it. So I wrote to them and I got a stipendium.
Oh, great.
To study in Łódź.
Okay.
And they were paying me like loads. So this was like 97. I was like they were paying, I think it was like 800 or 1,000 a month. For doing nothing. So I went to Anglistyka.
Yeah.
It's easy.
Yeah.
But they had lots of linguistics courses. So I did Magisterium, which I think I took a year because I had the Zaliczenie from the BA.
Yeah.
So I had to take some extra courses, but I just basically did the Magisterium.
Just finish off.
And it was like, I don't want to criticize, but the level was like shit. I mean, it's nothing to do with Łódź.
Yeah.
Because I think it's the same everywhere, but
maybe it was the year.
No, it was different because.
Although no, my mum studied in Warsaw. She studied.
British universities are like. I mean, we had a blast, but they push you intellectually.
Yeah.
It's not rote learning like uczcie gramatyki. Like, come on.
It's not SWPS.
Yeah, it's a bit. They push you. They really like push you intellectually.
That's what my brother says because I didn't study in England.
Right.
So he said it was super solid because he studied in Loughborough. He did.
Good university.
Yeah,
great university.
And he was like, this is work. And then he came, maybe I don't want to say the name, but he came here and did his master's. He was like, oh God, piss easy.
Yeah, it was kind of, you'd have a workshop, a seminar in the morning with a lecturer, and you'd be sitting around a table a little bit bigger than this, like 10 of you. And they would like, so what do you think? And you're like, you'd have to talk and you'd have to come with ideas. You couldn't just say, I'm not prepared, because you'd be like, well, don't come then.
Yeah.
And it wasn't kind of like Zaliczenie and all. It wasn't, you weren't treated as kids, you were treated as adults.
Sure.
So take responsibility for your own fuck-ups.
Yeah. That's very different between English. Even the fact that I invited you here today, I don't know if I could do that with a Polish teacher of mine.
Really?
Do you know what I mean? Like there's this level. Even when I came here and I went to high school. Unfortunately,
right? Was it bad?
It was fucking awful.
Really?
Because first of all, we moved because it was a good moment for us to move to Poland. Sorry, I just like cut in your story.
Yeah, go for it. I want to hear.
But it was 2000. My parents had always said things like, oh, maybe when the contract, my dad had a contract and every few years he'd renew it, right, in England. And every now and again it would be like, maybe we'll move back. Okay. It was always somewhere like...
In the back of the mind.
In the back of the mind, for sure. And then my parents set up a company here and it was kind of up and running, but they wanted to be less remote and do it here. And it was kind of serendipitous because my brother had just finished his bachelor's. Okay. So he could move here to do master's, And at the time, I don't know if you know this, in the year 2000, if you were from abroad, you didn't have to pass in order to get into high school.
Oh, wow.
Because I assume we were all morons.
So you just went.
The education system, So I just went. And my parents at the time, I think it was because it was different times.
Yeah.
Private schools were considered kind of a bit worse. Yeah. That's just an easy option.
Yeah.
And my parents wanted to be ambitious and said, you're going to go to a public school. And bear in mind, my Polish was like...
Crappy.
And I mean communicative, because I also came to Poland every year as a kid, but not schoolwork level.
Sure.
Especially given, I don't know what your school in Derby was like, but my school in Leicester, it was pretty...
It must have been tough for you then.
It was very
really
tough. In terms of education, it was tough.
Yeah.
Because I remember... The second day of school, this was just... The second day of school, I had a chemistry lesson with the vice... I think she was the deputy head teacher of the school. And she was a really nice woman, which was
Okay.
even more shocking. When I got to know her, it turned out she was nice. But she was talking about metals, and she kept using the word powisk. And, you know, this was before smartphones, before Google. I
didn't know
just
what it
didn't
was?
know the word.
Yeah.
As simple as
Yeah,
that. I
yeah.
just didn't know the word. It wasn't an everyday word that you use. And I was asking my friends, you know, in the class, and no one could explain it to me. I don't know why. And I went to her at the end of the lesson, and I said, sorry, I just wanted to,
That's
you know.
great that you asked.
Yeah, and I said, sorry, because the whole fucking lesson was about it. I'm not
Okay,
kidding. It was
okay,
like,
okay.
she must have said it like 50 times. And I said to her, I don't know this word. What is powisk? And she didn't explain it. She just said, oh, well, if you don't know, I can't help you. It was like, fuck you, dismissive.
That's so bad.
But listen to this. I got home. It took me about 15 minutes, tops. I got home and my mum said, I just got a call from this woman saying, your daughter's never going to pass. You should take her out of school, take her to a private school.
No way.
And, you know, I wasn't a moron. I just didn't have the language.
That's so bad.
It is so bad because it was so dismissive and so lazy. It was so lazy. I remember...
That's a good word, lazy.
It was so lazy.
Lazy teacher.
And especially because we had a contrast of what happened when my brother went to school in England. When we moved, my brother was 8. He knew no English.
So he was...
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, you know, primary school starts 4 or 5, right?
My brother was the same. When he... Because we spoke Polish at home. So
Yeah.
when he started school, he spoke no English. I
Exactly.
did, because I had him.
Yes. Yes.
So he had the
yeah.
same, yeah.
And so my brother he didn't know any English at the time. Like my mum taught him how to say, can I use the bathroom and something.
But he did it, and it was cool.
And he did, but what's more, he went the first day. The teacher immediately saw that he was 8 probably
Yeah.
at the time. She immediately saw, that there was
needed
no talking to him. And she chose another boy in school. She said, you take care of Michael.
That's great.
And the next day, the teacher came with a Polish-English dictionary.
Oh, that's...
You know, this is the difference.
Yeah.
Whereas I was talking fine. I was communicative.
Yeah.
And I was like Joanna Krupa, you know, with the accent and everything. But it wasn't by any means, you know, a situation to say you're not going to pass.
It wasn't moronic.
Not at all. And I always passed,
Yeah.
you know, I never had any zagrożenia or anything like that. And I remember when I passed Matura, she was in one of the committees, this woman.
Oh,
and I
kidding.
passed, apart from Polish writing, because, of course, I passed all A's, Matura.
Wow.
And she said, who would have thought? And I said,
bitch.
I knew that. And my
See,
parents knew that. That's why I'm
But
here. I've
that's
been
you,
here.
Maja. That's it, because
Yeah.
I think that's what it comes down to. If you don't have it inside you, you'll
Yes.
never get anywhere, because no one's going to give you a free ride.
Exactly. But thank God that I'm a confident person.
Yeah. But just,
Thank God,
just
but it was
imagine if you're one of your kids and your kid is having problems at school and they're
And
not
someone
confident.
says some shit like that.
And they're not confident.
Yeah.
Because I was like battered all the time as a kid, because I couldn't read very well in English. When
Were you confident or no?
No.
Okay.
I was oblivious.
Okay.
I just didn't care.
Okay.
Not in a bad way.
I would
just
say that's
like,
pretty handy sometimes
No,
to be
it
different,
was
no?
because I'm not like that now at all.
Okay.
I was quiet.
Mm-hmm.
I kept myself to myself a lot as a kid.
Would you say introverted?
Yeah, definitely. I was introverted when I was a kid. When I was very, very young, I couldn't read English very well because I started school having not read English. Because
Okay.
my mum read to me in Polish because her first language is
Yeah.
Polish. She spoke then she was communicative, but
Yeah.
the English wasn't good.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't read much at all. And I kept myself to myself, oblivious. I just ignored it.
Mm-hmm.
But then I put up defense mechanisms, as you do.
Yeah.
And then I learnt to cope. And my coping mechanism was to be confident,
Mm-hmm. Fake it till you make it.
to be the clown of the class, to be the
Okay.
joker, to be, the comedy guy.
Mm-hmm.
So after about 4 or 5 years, I became extroverted. So I'm probably
Okay.
something like an ambivert, something in the middle.
Yeah.
But naturally, I'm okay on my own. I'm okay. But you have to, if you don't have it within you,
Yeah.
no one can help you.
Yeah.
Do you know?
You know, you talked about the fact that you moved to Japan and it was nothing. And now you think, wow, it was such a big step.
Yeah.
I'm shocked how I handled moving to Poland.
Because you could have crumbled.
today I feel like, fucking hell, that was such a culture shock to me.
And
it
many
was.
kids would fail miserably.
I don't know where the credit is due, but I think, in terms of, thank God that I made friends easily.
Yeah, that
I
helps.
make friends easily. But I was lucky because when I moved here, I already had a boyfriend. Because this was a family. I know.
You're quick.
I know. But this was
She was 15 at the time.
This was a family that had lived in England, a Polish family, and they had moved a few years before us.
Oh, so you knew
So we
them.
they were family friends. We knew
You already
each other.
hooked up before that?
Yeah, and it was like
Nice.
we got together, right? And so that was so much easier because I had my people. I had him, I had my cousin, I had his cousin, and my brother. We had a little pack.
Community, yeah.
So, but what I did notice, I don't know if you had this because you were older when you came to Poland, so I don't know if this is the same, because I had a different experience with university years here. Mm-hmm. But in high school, I saw a huge difference between kids in England, 15-year-olds, what the shit we were up to at 13, 14, 15. Not me, maybe always, but, drinking down the park on Friday nights, things that are...
I think...
But here, people were far tamer. And I don't know...
I think so. I think I'd agree.
I'm not saying that the English way is
I think I would
good, because some of it was like, oh, wow, shit, that's weird.
I went to a pretty good school, but Leicester's pretty rough. Parts of Derby are rough as well, especially now. But I think you're right. I wasn't a naughty kid. Mm-hmm. I was a good kid. Mm-hmm. I was a good kid. But yes, smoking behind the... behind the bike sheds and drinking. I wasn't drinking, but that did happen a lot. And tamer...
No, I wasn't drinking either, Raf.
I think you're right, because when I came over here to study, I was out every night in Łódź. I was out every night. Mm-hmm. Every single night. We were out. We're like, let's do it.
Yeah. So the students were...
No.
Oh.
I was out, whatever. Alone? I was just, sometimes, I'm going out.
Okay.
But I'm not a big party goer, but I was out every night.
Okay, you were living the student life.
Definitely. And the student life is buzzing in England.
Sure. Oh.
So much. But Łódź was like a great scene. It was like a grungy, punky, underground hip-hop as well at the time. Mm-hmm. It was a great scene. Mm-hmm. It was dark and it was like industrial. Łódź Fabryczna. No, nothing like more like Manchester, I'd say.
Yeah.
Łódź Kaliska, Łódź Fabryczna, they were great. I lived there in those pubs. I lived in them. And it was fantastic. Mm-hmm. I loved it. There were differences. Mm-hmm. In the 90s, the women were freer. Mm-hmm. Because I noticed that English women are prudish.
English women are prudish?
Yeah. Oh my God, compared to Polish women, yes.
Are you serious?
I'd be in a pub in England and I'd like a girl and I'm like looking at her and stuff. She's like, oh fuck you. She's like looks away. But in a Polish pub, I'd go in and I'd like looking at a girl as you do, and she'd look at you back and go, if you want it, come and get it. And I love that.
I'd never, ever, ever, ever use the word prudish for maybe like you said.
Were.
My school was, I wouldn't say maybe rough, but it was.
I'm talking about student life now.
Yeah.
So I'm saying the difference, I think, was that there was a joy to the feminine. I don't like these words because they're cliched, but there's a joy to the femininity. Like, I'm a woman, I'm beautiful. You come and get me then if you want
me.
This is in England, a lot of the women are trying to be men.
They're a bit
drink
yobbish.
Like men, yobbish. They're trying to drink like men, smoke like men, behave like men, and that was equality gone wrong for me.
Wow, but that's interesting because you're saying it from, of course, a male point of view, chatting up someone at a bar.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm looking at it from a women's point of view.
So different.
I like that in England.
And I get that.
Men and women are friends and everyone's equal.
There's more
not everyone, but you know what I mean. In my world, I didn't see any
There's more platonic relationships in England.
Yes.
You can be friends with a woman and that's cool.
Yes.
And you'll go out together in a pack and there'll be no hanky-panky, sexy business. They're just mates. Mm-hmm. I mean, every now and again it might happen, but
it's totally doable and
yes, but in Poland, men are men and women are women.
Okay.
That's what I found. But I was really impressed by the balls. Maybe in Łódź, the women were strong, and I love that. The women were strong characters, and I've heard various theories about why Łódź and why that, and I won't go into that. But I think there was a big difference. Men were like cheaper. Poland.
Really?
Men were like, because English men are like, whoa, come on.
Yeah.
They're yobby.
And
they're
I
strong.
like that.
And I get that. And I understand why a lot of Polish women like English men, because they are more often than more. When I was a kid, they're more sporty. I mean, we do a lot of sport.
Do you know what, for me? Banter. That's what's lacking here. Banter. Just taking the piss. I love joking around, taking the piss. And that's a great chat up. I'm married now, so of course I'm talking about the past. But yeah, you're right. Like,
do you know what I mean?
When I wasn't with that guy anymore, and I was like, the guys are not forward enough. They're not joking around enough, not bantery enough. Like, I felt like, no, do you want to dance? I was like, oh, fuck off. I was the English girl saying fuck off.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it
Definitely.
was, I just needed more of a rapport kind of thing.
I remember so many times where we'd be in Łódź Kaliska, Łódź Fabryczna, and I remember when my friend Pete, the same Pete, came over to see me, and we were like burning. We were just like, we were the dudes. He was this like just really handsome, dark-skinned, Italian-looking guy. He's like, whoa, wait, come on, ladies. He was brilliant. And we were pretending that we worked for Playboy. It's a really bad chat. I'm like, I know, it's terrible.
Wow, today I don't think that would fly.
No, I don't think it would. I'm so embarrassed. But we were just like being us. We were bantering. We're like, fuck you. And we were just out and having a great time and just talking to people. But the Polish men were scared. They were like, they would be over polite, which is fine, which is great.
Chivalrous, which is great.
Which is great.
There's a time and a place, maybe.
Yeah, and I found that the women were stronger than the men when I first came here.
Wow, that's interesting.
That was the first thing that hit me. Women.
Tell me, because we're running out of time, but I wanted to ask you, because you said you regretted it, or you...
Yeah.
At the beginning, at least, when you moved to Poland.
There was a bigger culture shock coming here than there was going to Japan.
What created that?
Well, people didn't give a shit about you.
Okay.
Like, really, just didn't give a shit. Because every time I'd come to Poland, it was family. People loved me when I was here.
Okay.
Like, family. But when I came here,
In
you were
real
just
life.
ignored. You were like no one. Like
But
the
you
university.
mean the lack of community? Because there's a lot of...
No, the way...
Like my teacher, for
No,
example.
yeah. The way maybe the university treated me, they didn't give a shit, really. There was a lot of... maybe I'm just being precious, but I expected I expected people to be nicer, and people were just not nice.
Yes.
I can name names. People in university were just full of themselves. Were just like, I'm a professor. I'm like, fuck you.
Yes, professor. The fucking word professor itself
And in England,
brings
it's
this
like
air of
not at all.
pretentiousness. Yes.
And this pretentiousness really, I found this so hard. Łódź was disgusting. It was a horrible city. I mean, it was like rough, black, dirty, horrible. Everything that I hate in life.
Yeah.
You know, I love nature.
Yes.
I'm not a city guy.
Okay.
So I stayed there for 5 years.
Yeah, what's that about? The women.
Yes. Yeah, basically. I mean, we did a lot of like really interesting project work there, really interesting stuff. But it was like, just come on, we can do so much. And it was like a lot of people were putting their handbrake on the hamulce, where they're like, no, let's just do this. Like, we can do this.
But don't you think that's, because I see this even today on a regular basis, it's because if the quality of life is a little bit lower, people are just less inclined to give a fuck and less inclined to try. A weird example popped into my mind. I don't know if it's a good one, but you're talking about school, you know, the school system, like in the educational system. I unfortunately spend a lot of time in the oncologiczny hospital because I've had cancer, and there are certain protocols where, for example, I had to have a diagnostic iodine given, and it's a tablet. And I asked the nurse, do I have to be on an empty stomach?
Yeah.
One of them says yes. The other says no. The third one says you can have coffee but with no milk. The other one says you can have a sandwich with cheese. It's fine. And I said to them, I asked them, you do this every week, yes? Yeah. You have new groups of people, patients coming every single fucking week.
It's great you ask these questions.
I'm a bit of a rebel in terms of it. Really annoys the shit out of me. It annoys me. And I say, you do this every week, right? You have a group of people, the same nurses. Why isn't there just a list on the...
kartka, yeah.
Just put it up.
Yeah.
But you know why? Who's going to do it? Because they're not getting paid for that. So why the fuck should they do that?
You know what it is? It's communism. When I first got here...
It's still in the blood, isn't it?
I realised that communism has destroyed this country. Not now, it's changing now, but it destroyed it.
It's
still there, yeah. Mm-hmm. And you see that with like this... I don't know what the word is. Not giving a fuck. It's like, it's like...
No one's paying me to do it, so I'm not going to go out of my way.
It's like, why do it? I'm like, well, because it matters.
It matters. It's nicer. But what's more, it would make your life easier too. Even if they don't care about the patients, for example, you're not going to get questions all the time. You're going to have a little...
I remember living in Bałty, which Bałty is like a pretty rough area. And my door was... I was a rented flat, but my door was shit. It was like, horrible. And I just thought... And I was getting paid. The university was subsidizing me to rent this flat. And I went to the university technici, or whatever they're called. I went, macie jakąś farbę? Panie Rafale, tak. Because, I like to talk to these people.
Yeah.
I like to talk to everybody. Ochrona, sprzątacze.
People are more open in English.
Yes. And he went, dam panu kilka wiader. And he gave me some like pots of brown paint. This is great. So I painted my door. And all my sąsiedzi went, cholerę pan to robi? Po co pan to robi? I'm like, bo brzydko wygląda.
Yeah.
So I did my door and I did the poręcz, my
banister,
third floor, whatever.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, po co pan to robi? Głupi, po co pan robi? Within a week, the whole thing had been painted because people had seen that.
Yeah, but it's nicer just to be in a nicer environment, right?
So I think sometimes you've got to be that iskra, that little spark that gets things moving.
But that's the thing. I've been through sometimes rough times in my life.
Yeah.
For example, my health issues.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm a very extroverted person. I'm the joker as well. And I'm always, like the life of the party short.
But sometimes
sometimes I want to just be in that environment, but not having to do it.
Because that's your curse.
But you know what I mean? And if I'm quiet at a party, it's like, what's wrong? What's up? What's going on?
Yeah.
And I remember I don't know if this was after one of my IVFs or if this was whatever the situation. And I said to my husband, I need to be in a happier country, not to move, but let's go to the States on holiday or let's go to Disneyland Paris. I need to be surrounded by happiness, even though I feel really shit. You know what I mean? But I still feel that in Poland, the grumpiness pisses me off. It's changing, of course. I'm saying from the point of view of when I moved in 2000, I'd rebel and I'd like pay for something in a shop and she wouldn't say thank you or anything. And I'd go, you're welcome. Like British passive aggressive.
Oh my God, I'd do the same. Like the sprzątaczka where we used to live, the mieszkanie, the wspólnota, spółdzielnia. And I'd say, with my kids, my two girls holding their hands, or had one in the wózek and stuff, a pushchair. And I'm like, dzień dobry, pani. And she'd be like, nothing. I'm like, dzień dobry. And at the end, I'm like, dzień dobry do cholery.
Yeah.
And she'd be like, przepraszam pana bardzo, dzień dobry. I'm like, dziękuję.
Yeah, it irks me.
You've got to do it. Because I was taught to do that as a kid.
In England, whatever yobbish culture, whatever, but please, thank you. The manners have been there.
It's really important.
And this is shocking though. Because I sometimes talk to my students about this.
Yeah.
And I say, for example, what's your first impression? What makes a good first impression on you? And for me, it's a smile always.
Yes.
And you wouldn't believe how many people say, why would I smile? No, why would I smile at someone if I'm not in a good mood? Or why would I smile at someone if I don't know if I like them yet?
But that's Polish pragmatism as well.
But, for me, smile is the same as dzień dobry in the sense it's a polite
sure.
hi, give someone the benefit of the doubt, and then you can decide if you hate them, right?
You should live in California. No, but it's Polish pragmatism. I mean, it has its good points as well because people are more honest as well. They don't fuck about.
Yeah, but you see, I don't give a shit. If I go to a restaurant, I don't need the waiter to be honest. The waiter, I want him to do his job.
I get that, yeah.
If he's in a bad mood because his girlfriend dumped him.
His problem.
Not my problem. I feel for you if we're talking in a bar. But if I'm at
Sure.
I don't give a shit. It's the same.
Sure.
I don't bring my shit to work when I'm teaching English.
Yeah.
I don't say to my students, oh, we're not going to have a lesson today because, you know, my
once had
kids
an
kept me up.
argument with a lady in pick-up hair. And she was like, I'm like, wie pani, że pani płaci się po to, żeby, znaczy pani powinna się uśmiechnąć. Myślę, po co? Bo ja płacę za ten uśmiech. Pani ma się uśmiechać.
I take it that went well.
And she was like, I'm like, and I was like, I just like, fuck you or something like that. Because that's her job.
It's very difficult.
We, taxpayers, for some services like pickup, or not now, but for certain services, I pay for it, you know?
But I really doubt a lot of people listening won't understand what we're saying in the sense that, we're being too precious again or something, because...
But it's not precious, is it, at all?
No, for me it's not. It's just basic
exactly.
It's basic manners. And, you know, it is really infectious as well. If I go to enough shops and say dzień dobry, I mean in the 2000s, because now I think it is different. But when I was a teenager, I'd go into one shop, dzień dobry, silence. Another shop, dzień dobry, silence.
Yeah.
It would piss me off and I'd be rattled. I'd be annoyed because I get very infected by it, you know. And
I'm smiling because I did it with my kids. We sat in a tram and I'm like, just smile. Just smile at people, see what happens. And like, what?
And people were smiling.
Just they think I'm crazy half the time.
Yeah.
And they're just smile at people. And they'd go, you know, little baby smiling, and people would just go, oh,
yeah.
It is infectious.
I do this sometimes. And this isn't fake, this is real, but I'm always intrigued to see the reaction. If I see if I see a woman on the street that's wearing something that I like, I'll stop her and I'll say, oh, sorry. And they're always like, And I'll go, I love your coat. And they're like, oh my God, really? And then suddenly a different person.
Yeah.
Isn't it a shame?
People think it's like an American thing. It's not at all. It's just being nice.
I mean, Americans are pumped even higher, which I personally still enjoy. Sure. I don't care if it's fake or not. I like it.
It's just being nice to your fellow human. You know, what's wrong with that?
Yeah. Raf, I could talk to you all day. I'm not kidding. I mean, it's fascinating. But tell me, do you consider moving back to the UK?
No, not anymore.
Oh.
No.
How come?
Many times I've thought about it. But post-Brexit, England is not a nice place anymore.
It's different.
It's different. It's changed. I mean, I was there. I was back in London. It's not about a month ago, just for a flying visit. I loved it. I mean, I was back with my own, the guy who owns or is the boss of the law firm where I work. We had a great time in London. We had a fantastic, there's so much about England that I love.
Yeah.
I think that ship has sailed because my kids are like getting older now, so they probably wouldn't benefit, because they would have benefited from the English education system. 14, 11.
14
and 11.
Wow.
Yeah.
How old are you?
They're old enough. So they would have benefited more from the English, because the English school system is very, very good. Saying that...
Is it? Is it really good?
I'm going to preface that, but saying that, I'm going to add a bit. Saying that, I think certain subjects are so much better in Poland, like maths. So much better in Poland.
Yeah.
But what I would say is that the university education system is fantastic in England. And I'd love, if my kids want to study, because that's not a given, because why does everybody have to study? I'd love them to study in England or outside of Poland, because I think the Polish education system, university, and I've taught it at many universities, I don't think it's good at all.
So my last question, do your kids speak English well?
Yeah.
Are they, like, do you raise them to be kind of half, let's say, English?
Yeah, well, my eldest is functionally bilingual. She reads loads of books in English as well. My youngest, not as good.
Well, she's younger.
Because she's young. Well, not because she's younger, but the older is talking to her in Polish.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of like me the other way. I was better in English because my brother talked to me in English.
Yep.
So it's the other way. But they're basically, the eldest is definitely bilingual. The youngest is a little bit bilingual. Why not? It's free.
Do they have English passport? Because I think automatically
they're in the process.
Okay. It only took 14 years.
It took 14 years. Yeah. It's a long question. Long answer, should I say.
Yeah.
Do yours?
They do.
Great.
They do, because we were naturalized. And so automatically my kids, but their kids won't automatically have English citizenship. Plus now things are changing.
They'd have to
so
live there.
Dynamically. Yeah, they'd have to live there, but they're changing dynamically.
Would you go back to England?
It's always an option. But
what does that mean?
It means, given the situation of the world and the wars and stuff like that, we don't know. But also, I do miss England. I do miss a lot of it. But my bubble here is amazing.
That's what you want.
And that's the thing, isn't it? You don't want to move. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Sure.
You don't want to move just for the sake of moving. Because my husband sometimes says things like, "Oh, let's go for an adventure." I say, "Come on, babe. You're too old for an adventure. We've got kids. You're not going to, upheave your life for a fucking adventure to become, to work on a lower level or to have a shitter house or something."
True. That's true.
It's just, you have to be pragmatic. So if an opportunity...
So you do have Polish pragmatism.
I do.
Oh, you see a little bit of Polishness.
I am. Oh, you're Polish. Okay. So thank you very much. Oh, we've run out of time, but it's been a pleasure. Half the questions I didn't even get to.
It has been a pleasure.
It has been.
For inviting
Thank you so much. Thank you for coming. Thank you. See you soon.
Thanks a lot.
Please subscribe to our channel and we'll see you next time.
Hold tight, hold tight.